So the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to take a look at all the audio files and see if I can identify which one is the horrendously loud noise. And I've just loaded them all up in here. There is a config file as well. The config file probably tells the sim how loud to make them, but I'm just going to have a quick look to see if anything stands out straight away. And obviously one did. I mean, combustion sounds, they should be... oh, geez. That's very loud. Oh my god. Oh my Jesus. Okay, so I suspect that's the file that's dodgy, which is the A350 grind. And that... yep, that's another dodgy one. And reverse throw. That one's fine. Interesting. Yeah, so most of them seem okay. They're all fairly standard sound files. Nothing's too obviously out of the ordinary. I mean, obviously if these sound files are played at low volume, they'll sound fairly normal. It's just these ones which are maxed out completely clipping that are going to be the really dodgy ones. That one also clips. Oh dear. Yeah, so these are the, what I would say are the dodgy ones. And if we go look in the directory, these are all just been made by SoundForge. I'll delete those SFKs afterwards. We can see that this appears to be a purchased sound pack. From 2016, so no idea what it is or what it does. So it's looking like this A350 grind is the one when it's in the external viewpoint to outside cone volume, so that's telling you what the radius is of the noise when it's coming from the outside view. So I've closed down all the other ones and we're just left with the 4 dodgy ones now. A350 grinder is used by both engines in external and internal view, and it's used just the 3 times I think that I could find, and I think the other one is only used once. For some reason, every time I try and put in just the letter E in there, it turns off my recording for some reason. So that's very strange. So G4 is used, jet wine 104. That's the only time it's used. And the reverse obviously is used for reversers. And there are 2 of those as well. So I'm just going to modify those files. I know it's probably against copyright, but at this point I just wanted to see if that makes a difference. So it might be a flyable aircraft, it wasn't for that god awful noise, man. So let's just reduce the volume on all of this. Oh, that's reversing. Let's do 20 on that one. And then we'll do the full 30 on these 2. I mean, that's still going to be annoying, but I'm hoping that in the actual sim itself, that noise isn't used at full volume. It may well be, and that could be the problem, is that these other sounds have been left as they were in the CamSim version, and I think somehow that's been used at full volume in this iteration. So hopefully it's just an error on transferring from FSX to MSFS 2020. Hopefully it'll be fixed, obviously, by the next version that gets released. So I've reduced those, and hopefully that's going to make a difference when it comes. Oh yeah, that's another one I was going to do. I started with a 240 gig SSD. I moved to a 400 gig SSD, and now I've run out of space because it's got so big with all the expansions of the world and the updates and the sim updates and the city updates. It's got so big now that it's left me. I've had to take off FSLTL traffic base because it's 40 gig almost. So I'm going to try a symbolic link rather than have to buy another SSD that I just cannot afford. Just to make it so that I can actually fit it onto the disc onto an SSD. Absolutely ridiculous that I've got to do that, but yeah. A symbolic link will allow me hopefully to keep it on a different folder and on a completely different drive, and then it can just get ported in when it's needed. And I'm going to put it on one of the fast drives. The sim itself is on an SSD, but if I use a symbolic link on my smaller M.2 drive, which is only 128 gig, hopefully that'll be able to make up any lag there might be in importing it from a different drive. We need to come up with a new... We can't use drive or disk because it's not a disk or drives anymore. I don't have any disks in my computer. The only spinning things are the fans. So storage. Yeah, we'll think of a new word, I'm sure. So that's what I'm going to do, set up a symbolic link and hopefully that'll sort itself out. Okay, so let's go and see if it's actually made a difference in the sim itself.